Students, in this video I am going to discuss about the continuous function. So continuous function means we are having a function in which there is no hole. What is the meaning of this? First understood the graphically way. Suppose we are having two functions. One is say this, which is defined in a to b. Fine, and we want to check the continuity at this point C here. So we will see this point. If there is no hole here, then we will say that means there is no hole. So we can say that continuous. Function is continuous. On the other side, suppose we have same function. Here is A, here is B, here is point C, and now here we are having actually a hole. This is a hole. So we are saying that this is discontinuous. Fine. So this is the difference. There is no hole, there is a hole. This is called continuous function, this is discontinuous function. So this is the concept. Now we will examine this through mathematics. So here is the concept. So consider a function f from closed interval a to b to r. R is the set of real numbers. This is the closed interval domain. So a function f is said to be continuous at a point C, where C is in between a to b, this point in between a to b, if limit x tending to C f of x is equal to f of C. Here we are having f of C. That means this height is exactly equal to f of C. F of C. And here the left hand part is the limit. What is the limit? Limit says that limit x tending to C f of x is equals to L. L is the value of the limit. If this L is exactly equal to the height, the value, so this is equals to the value of the function at x is equals to C. If this limit is exactly equal to the value of the function at point x equal to C, which is nothing but f of C, then we will say that our function is continuous. Then function is continuous. Then function is continuous. Fine. So this is written here. So this limit is basically equals to the value of the function at point C. Mathematically, for every epsilon there exists some delta greater than 0 such that f of x minus f of C. Now in place of L, here we have f of C. In limit definition, basically here we have L, value, limit. Here is L. But in continuity, here we have FC, here we have FC. This is the difference between continuity and limit. Fine. So this is less than epsilon when magnitude of x minus C is less than delta. Another difference is here. In limit, basically what is the definition? In limit, definition is this. Definition is limit x tending to C f of x is equals to L. Here f of x minus L is less than epsilon for all, or this magnitude of x minus the C is less than delta, where delta is greater than 0. Epsilon is and delta both are greater than 0. This is the limit. Now in continuity, limit x tending to C f of x is equals to f of c. So this is the difference. Here is L, here we have L, here we have f of c. Second is magnitude of f of x minus f of c is less than epsilon for all x minus c is less than delta, where obviously epsilon and delta greater than 0. Another difference is this. Here is this, there is no. Meaning is that here we have c minus delta to c plus delta, and here this there is a hole. However, here if you draw this c minus delta to c plus delta, and this is the point C, this is the point C, no hole. There is no hole. This is the difference. This is the difference. So differences are here to here and here to here. You can see. Fine. This is the difference. Another difference is that here is L, here is f of c. So this is the difference. So here this and this can be rewritten as, because limit exists, so that's why left hand side limit is equals to right hand side limit is equals to value of the function at point C. So this is the concept of continuity. Fine. Now here C is in between A to B, strictly less than C is strictly in between A and B. So that means we have not considered C as the point A because there is no equality. Similarly, we have not taken the case of C equal to B. Now we will take these cases here. A function f is said to be continuous at the left hand point A if, because at the left hand point here there will be no left hand limit, only right hand side limit will exist. That's why A plus. This part will not exist, left hand part, this will not exist for this point A. So only this part will occur, and since C is nothing but A here, so that's why limit of x tending to A plus f of x equal to f of A. Similarly, at the right hand point there will be no right hand side limit, only left hand side limit, so that's why this part is equals to f of c, and here c is nothing but b. So we have this, a function f is said to be continuous at the right hand point b if limit x tending to b minus f of x equal to f of b. So here there is no right hand side limit, here there is no left hand side limit, because they are the end points. Fine. Now we will combine 1, 2 and 3, so we get this definition. A function f is said to be continuous in interval closed interval AB if it is continuous at every point of the interval AB. Every point means left hand point, right hand points, and all the intermediate points. We have to combine first, second and third definition. Fine. So this is the definition of continuous function, but the standard definition is this first one. Now note point, a function f is continuous at a point C if number 1 point limit x tending to c f of x exists, that means this part exists, first part. Second, the value of this limit is equals to f of c, so limit equals the value of the function at point C. This is important. Now we are talking about the discontinuity, how to detect the discontinuity. So if a function f is not continuous at a point C, function is not continuous at point C, then there exists some epsilon greater than 0 such that for each delta greater than 0, that means we are taking the neighborhood at point C with radius delta, there is some y satisfying this condition. That means f of y minus f of c is greater than equals to epsilon when y minus c is magnitude of y minus c is less than delta. The meaning is that here The meaning is that here, if you draw the curve, so here is suppose a discontinuous function. This is the point C. This is the point C. If you take neighborhood here, you just take the neighborhood, just draw this strips. Fine, just draw the strips. Point is C here, so this point is C. So this is your f of C. F of C. So here in this neighborhood, when you take any point, suppose y, then you will see that corresponding the value, this figure is little bit not clear, but you just understand the idea. When you take the f of y, this value will be f of y, for example, f of y. Sorry, I am just little bit draw again so that you can clearly understood this. So here is the point C here. Now this value is basically f of C. Now take the neighborhood here, delta, C minus delta to C plus delta. In this neighborhood, take a point. Suppose this is the point, or this may be point, maybe here or here. When you draw this, so here we have chosen this epsilon. We have taken this epsilon, and this will be the, sorry, this will be the C. This will be your C, and this will be your C. This is your C minus delta. This point is your C minus delta. This point is your C plus delta. Fine. So sometimes you will see that when you take any point in this neighborhood, picture is not so good. So sometimes you will get y, but here this value f of y will be outside here or either here, because y may be here or here, either in the left hand side of C or either in the right hand side. So this value you will see that greater than epsilon, because this epsilon strip is this. This is f of C plus epsilon. This lower end is f of C minus epsilon, and here the f of y. So you will see that this value is higher than that. So this is the reason. So this type of discontinuity is there. So that's why f of y minus f of C is greater than epsilon when y minus C is in between delta C. This is the discontinuity. So here in place of less than, we are having greater than. Now third point is that if limit n tending to infinite Cn is C, this is a Cn is basically the sequence here, which is equals to exactly C, then limit of n tending to infinite f of Cn, the sequence of function, then its value is not equal to f of C. Here is equal to, here is not equal to, then f is not continuous. So this is basically, you can understood as the sequential criteria. This is the sequential criteria. Here the sequence tending to C, but the corresponding functional sequence is not tending to f of C. This is the sequential criteria. Fine. Now the discontinuous function. Now we will write down this in a proper manner. So a function f is said to be discontinuous at a point C if it is not continuous at a point C. If this is discontinuous, then obviously this is not continuous. The point C is called the point of discontinuity. Fine. Now what are the cases when we can say that a function is discontinuous? So we are having three types of cases. A discontinuity of a function f at x equal to C is obtained in either of the following cases. Number one, if limit extending to C f of x exists, that means limit exists, but this limit is not equal to the value of the f of C. Limit extending to C f of x is not equal to f of C. Limit exists, but its value is not equal to the value of the function at that point, then we can say the function is discontinuous. Second, limit itself does not exist. Fine, limit does not exist. Third, f is not defined at x equal to c. Function is not defined at x equal to c. Then we can say that function is discontinuous. So these are three important, we can say that the classification of discontinuity. When we can say that function is discontinuous, either limit exists but is not equal to f of c, limit itself does not exist, third, function is not defined. Fine. So let's see now few examples. So here first example is this: examine the continuity at x equal to 1 and x equal to 2 of the function. This is the function f of x between 0 less than equal to x is less than equal to 1. Function, the branch of the function is 2x. Here when x is 1 is less than x is less than equal to 2, in between 1 and 2, function is 2 minus x. When x is greater than 2, function is x square minus 2x. So this is these are the branches. Fine. Now we will study the continuity at x equal to 1 and 2. So first we are studying the continuity at point x equal to 1. So here limit extending to 1. So we are basically finding the left hand side limit and right hand side limit, because what is the continuity? Continuity says that here this is equal to this, left hand side limit, right hand side limit, they should be same as f of c. So we are finding left hand side and right hand side limit. So here we have evaluated left hand side limit because we are examining x equal to 1, continuity at x equal to 1. So first find out the left hand side limit f of this function. So now here you know that how to deal this. Basically 1 minus h, this 1 minus, and here we have 0. 0 is represented as h. So 1 minus h is x. This is the transformation we have taken, and here now in place of x we have chosen h as 0, because when you put 0 here, so you will get 1 minus. This is 1 minus. Fine. So now replace x by 1 minus. Now in this 1 minus means something is subtracted from 1. So basically we are in this branch. That means function should be 2x. So just replace x by 1 minus h. So 2 into 1 minus h. Put 0 here, limit. So we will get 2. Now the right hand side limit here, 1 plus. That means something is added in 1. So we are in the second branch. So here again we are taking this transformation x equal to 1 plus h now, because here is 1 plus. So 1 plus h. Put this value here in the second branch, put x equal to 1 plus h, take the limit as tending to 0, we get 1. So both are different. Limit exists, this left hand side limit exists, right hand side limit, but both are different. So we can say that limit does not exist ultimately at x tending to 1, and that's why function is discontinuous. So this is the case when limit does not exist. That means this second one. Fine. Now examine the continuity at point 2. So again find out the left hand side limit, 2 minus f of x. So here transformation is x equal to 2 minus h. 2 minus h. For 2 minus h means we have to take the second branch, and for 2 plus we will take this third branch. So 2 minus x. X is nothing but 2 minus h. Now put 0, so we get 0. Now 2 plus right hand side limit f of fx. So this is limit as tending to it. The function is x square minus 2x. So but x is limit. Now the transformation is 2 plus h. So substitute it here, 2 plus h square minus 2 into 2 plus h. Put h tending to 0. So 4 minus 4 is 0. So ultimately this is left hand side limit is 0, right hand side is limit. So limit exists. Now we will see that whether this limit 0 is exactly same as the value of the function at point 2. So find out f of 2. What is f of 2 here? From this f of 2, equality is here. So f of 2 means 2 minus 2 is 0. So the value itself is 0. So that's why we can say that limit left hand side limit is equal to right hand side limit, f of 2 is equal to 0. and that's why function is continuous. Fine. Similarly, we are having the next example. This is the function when x is not equal to 0. When x equal to 0, its value is 1. Fine. Now we have to examine the continuity at point 0. So first we find out the left hand side limit. So for 0 minus, something is subtracted from 0. So obviously we will take this branch. And here we have to take the transformation 0 minus h. So 0 minus h is, that means minus h is basically x. So put x equal to minus h here. Take the limit as tending to 0. So we get minus 1. Similarly, find out the right hand side limit here. So we have to examine limit extending to 0 plus f of x, which is equal to limit extending to 0. Again we have to take the same branch because this is not equal to 0. 0 plus means something is added in 0. So that's why first we have to take the branch, take the transformation x equal to 0 plus h. So now here limit as tending to 0 and put x equal to plus h here, plus h here. So we get this. Again take the limit, apply the limit, so we get 1. So here is minus 1, left hand side limit. Here the right hand side limit is 1. So both are different. So limit does not exist and hence function is discontinuous at point 0. So this is the logic. Fine. So now we have some types of discontinuities. Some types of discontinuities. So here consider a function f from domain closed interval ab to r, set of real numbers, and seize any point in between a and b. Then first one, if limit exists at point c but is not equal to the value of the function. Limit exists but this is not equal to the value of the function. Then f is said to have a removable discontinuity. This is called the removable discontinuity. Because this is called removable because you can easily remove this discontinuity by redefining your function. Just redefine your function, you can remove the discontinuity because limit exists. Here limit extending to c minus f, that means left hand side limit and right hand side limit both exist. इसका मतलब लिमिट एग्जिस्ट कर रही है. if both limit exist, ये भी एग्जिस्ट कर रही है, ये भी एग्जिस्ट कर रही है, बट दे आर नॉट इक्वल, दे आर डिफरेंट. Just like in previous example, if you will see, this exists minus 1, this exists equal to 1, both are existing, but problem is that they are unequal. Fine. So here if both exist but are not equal, then f is said to have a discontinuity of first kind. First kind. Now the third one, if left hand side limit exists but is not equal to f of c. Here we are not looking for the right hand side limit, we are only looking for the left hand side limit. So here whenever we are saying that limit exists either left hand side or right hand side, we are always saying first kind. Now first kind may be from left or maybe from right. Whenever limit does not exist, then we are looking for the second kind. Fine. So let's see, here this exists, that's why first kind. Here this exists but is not equal to f of c, then this is discontinuity of first kind from the left, because this is the left hand side limit. Similarly, if right hand side limit exists but is not equal to f of c, then we are saying that f is said to have discontinuity of the first kind from the right. Fine. Now the last one, when either left hand side limit or right hand side limit, this is, here is or, either this or maybe both, either this or this does not exist, then here we are not saying anywhere discontinue. Here we have not said that this limit does not exist. Here limit exists, here exists, here exists, here exists, and here exists. This is first time we are saying that limit does not exist. This is the difference. So either this or both does not exist, then f is said to have a discontinuity of the second kind from the left or from the right at x equal to c. I think you understand. Fine. Now we have taken some examples. Examine the continuity of the following functions at given points. First function is this: f of x is equals to sin 2x divided by x when x is not equal to 0, and 1 when x is 0, and we have to examine the continuity at x equal to 0. Let's see. So first find out the limit. So to find out the limit, you can apply left hand side limit and right hand side limit. This is the second example, this is the third example. So here first we will check the first we are taking the first case. So here first find out the left hand side limit. 0 minus f of x. So limit h tending to 0, because the function is sin 2x. This. The function is this: sin 2x divided by x and 1. So here first find out the left hand side limit. So limit h tending to 0, because transformation is what? Transformation is this: 0 minus h. So x is equal to minus h. So limit h tending to 0 sin minus 2h. Here is 2x था तो हमने 2h कर दिया, minus 2h divided by minus h, because here x था. So because this is an odd function, so minus sin 2h हो जाएगा, minus, so minus minus cancel out. So ultimately we will have limit h tending to 0. This can be rewritten as just multiply and divide by 2. So we have 2 sin 2h divided by 2h. Multiply and divide by 2. But the value of this is now 1. So ultimately 2 into 1. We know that how to, because this is 0 by 0 form. Just differentiate this L'Hospital rule. When you apply, you will see that the limit will be 1. So that's why this is 1. So 2 into 1, and we have already discussed this in previous class. So this is 2 into 1 is equal to 2. Now here right hand side limit, same concept, function is same. Difference is that we are finding the right hand side limit. So limit x tending to 0 plus f of x equal to limit h tending to 0 sin 2h by h, multiply and divide by 2, because here we are taking the transformation x equal to 0 plus h. So x is replaced by h. So 2 by 2, this is again 1, so 2 into 1, so both are same. Both are same, so limit exists. But now what is the value? Value of the function at 0 is 1. So that's why we can say that left hand side equal to right hand side, but they are not same as f of 0. That's why limit exists but is not equal to f of 0. So this is removable discontinuity. Removable discontinuity. First. Second example is this one. At x equal to 0 पे हमें examine करना है. So let's see. So first find out the left hand side limit. Transformation is 0 minus h. So limit h tending to 0 of this function. Put x equal to minus h here. Find out the limit, we get minus 1. Similarly right hand side limit. So we get 1. And transformation is equal to 0 plus. And you will see that limit exists, limit is exists. But they are not same. They are different. That's why limit does not exist. Limit does not exist. Fine. Now what is f of 0? According to this, f of 0 is 0. F of 0 is 0. So we can say that this is not equal to f of 0. This is not equal to f of 0. So this is not equal to 0. This is not equal to 0. So but limit exists. So this is first kind from left. Discontinuity of first kind from left as well as from the right hand side. So f has discontinuity of first kind. क्योंकि लिमिट तो एग्जिस्ट कर रही है लेफ्ट हैंड साइड लिमिट. अगर ये एग्जिस्ट ना करती तो सेकंड काइंड में जाते, लेकिन एग्जिस्ट कर रही है तो फर्स्ट काइंड है. लेकिन कहाँ से है? ये लेफ्ट से भी है और राइट से भी है, क्योंकि दोनों एग्जिस्ट, दोनों इक्वल नहीं है. फाइन. सो दिस इज डिसकंटिन्यूटी ऑफ फर्स्ट काइंड फ्रॉम द लेफ्ट एंड राइट. नाउ द नेक्स्ट हियर you will see that this is the limit. Third example, put x tending to this, we are finding the left hand side limit. So take this transformation x to 0 minus h. So put x equal to minus h and apply limit h tending to 0. So ultimately we will get 0. Now the right hand side limit, limit x tending to 0 plus f of x. So we will take the transformation x equal to 0 plus h. That means h. So put x equal to h, apply this limit. Ultimately we are getting 0 by 0. So that means this right hand side limit does not exist. That means does not exist. Does not exist. However, left hand side limit exists. So from, if you will see here, left hand side limit, this is of first kind. This is of first kind.